We've got a ceiling, folks. We're making progress on the inside of the van for a change rather than always being outside. So let's go back in time and I'll show you how I got here. All right, to jump back in time a little bit, I have no idea how good it looks or how bad, but this is where we're starting. I was at Home Depot and I got 3 sheets of plywood that is 3/4 of an inch thick and 3 pieces of plywood that are 1/4 inch thick. The 1/4 inch are what we're going to put on the ceiling because this is going to be a base layer, as I'm sure you've already seen. And then I'll come back and I'll put a second layer on top of it. So I kind of want to keep the thickness down so that I can increase the height. First things first, let's get in the van. If you're familiar with Mercedes vans, they come with these ugly black foam pieces right here if you get a cargo version. Online, they sell these things from a company called GoCode. They are replacement trim pieces, and they have them for here, across the top of the door frame, this pillar here, and then I also got some for the back, but I haven't installed those just yet. So, when you put these in, they have these little ledges right here that correspond with the standard ceiling braces. And what I'm going to do is cut off plywood to fit this area and have it align up with here. It'll line up with this here, and so it'll just create a nice flush little spot. This is falling and I'll need to address that. As part of the purchase of your trim pieces, if you will, the company, GoCode, also sends this little template to help you notch out the correct dimensions for the roof. And this is just for the front part. It doesn't help you with anything else because they expect you to be able to do that. But all things considered, it's super helpful. So I'm going to use this as a template to kind of get the width piece down, and then I will go from there to cut the, the length. Math's hard. So all in all, I would say the 80/20 did its job, but I think that blade was just a little rough for some of this. So luckily this will be the top side, so I shouldn't have too many problems, but not exactly what you want to see. Now we're going to trace out these 2 gaps, and then we will cut them with a jigsaw and do my first test fit. It's tight, but it fits. All right, we're on day 2. As you can see by the haircut, it is not the same day, but like I said, I kind of want to go slow. So now we are going to do this back section that has the air conditioner unit in it. I was debating doing the middle section, but it felt like getting the cutout for this done like I did with the fan would be the smarter play, and then I can make this section that kind of goes in between the 2 of them work to fit around those rather than trying to make this one with the AC fit around the middle. So I've got this back trim piece on. It's just kind of barely held in place. I bet you that flag is ridiculous. So it's just kind of wedged up in there. I haven't fully installed it. You need to do riv nuts and all that. But I just wanted to see if there was a sort of ledge here, and it kind of looks like it will come in contact with these. So I'm just going to measure from here to here and do the same 52.5, which I found is better than 53-inch cut, and then I will come back and cut this hole out. So let's get after it. I'm getting better at this. I think we're good. It looks so good, but I don't want to show you until the very end, so you're gonna have to keep watching. Day 3 of cutting the ceiling panels after work, so I can make progress while staying employed. Next, the last piece is this middle one, and so I'm gonna cut it to a little bit long, and then I will cut out sections. So I'm really bad at this YouTuber thing, but you gotta forgive me because it's really hard to hold a ceiling panel above your head against that and test fit it and film. So just trust me, these next couple of cuts, are going to make sense once you see the final product. But in order for continuity of story, I'm just gonna show you the cuts and you'll just have to trust me, bro. So yeah, there you have it. Yet another reminder about measure twice, cut once kind of thing. I just measured out this chunk to match up with the front panel by the fan. And I, outlined this and all, and I was about to cut it. And then I realized that's the part I want to keep. I want to cut the inches on the other side of it because it's got to slot into that gap. So I almost just cut out the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. It's a good thing I sat there and thought through it and realized my mistake before I did it, because I would have had to go and buy a new board. So remember, measure twice, cut once. So the good news is this end matches up. The bad news is I had my orientation wrong when I measured out this side, so there's a little gap missing. Now luckily there's a little shroud that goes around that opening, so it'll cover up that gap. But remember how I was patting myself on the back? Check me out, I thought of this, not gonna screw up. I screwed up. All right, now that all of the panels are cut, it's time to get them a fresh paint job before installing them into the actual van. Should probably get some safety glasses on. But today we are finally getting those ceiling panels installed. It's been a couple days. I went and did some workouts. I had some fun. It was Easter. Yada yada yada. These things are called riv nuts, and they are like drywall anchors but for bolts. So they compress and lock in so that you can screw a bolt into them in metal. That's what we're doing. I gotta get this trim on. Once the trim is on, then I can finalize the insulation, because I was missing some for the air conditioner install and everything. And once that's in, just screwing the ceiling panels on. It's gonna be a fun day. So ideally you'd want to squeeze with equal pressure, but as you can see, they're not jointed together. So trying to make that even across the whole way just doesn't always work. The bigger issue is that you want the face of the riv nut to be perpendicular, well, parallel to the surface, so that it gets the best grip possible. So again, I got these from a company called GoCode. They make them and they, fit them on all. And I got mine ready for a bug screen attachment. That'll be super handy. But first things first, I gotta slot these two gaps over these, then kind of round it out, and then install 4 bolts into those riv nuts that we just set. Did a little pre-wiring. Gotta apologize to you. I did you guys dirty. I was trying to film. I was trying to make it look cool. I was trying to keep all the panels up, screw them up, hold them all in place. And it looked bad. And I've got a reputation to protect. I mean, I got like 400 followers on here. Like, come on. So, I'm just gonna have to show you the end product. So, here's some B-roll. Okay. Second thing I need to come clean about. This is not the final ceiling. I just wanted something in there to start holding all the insulation and the wires for the air conditioner and the fan up, just kind of get them out of the way. Now I'm going to start putting walls in, and then I'll put in upper cabinets. So like, this is just kind of like a backing to the ceiling, and then I'll do a drop ceiling and have some LED lights running underneath that and kind of like reflecting back up to it at it. So This is just step one. I kind of wanted to tuck things up, get insulation hidden away. Next week I'll be doing all of the wall panels, so that'll get all tied up. And then I'll finally be able to put the cabinets that we built like months ago, it feels like, into the van, secure them in, and we're off to the races. So thanks for sticking through this very weird multiple day project with me. Really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you around the bend.